Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are good. Okay, and now coming to the social science, and today we are learning about the in the social science history part. What is the meaning of the history? History means study of the past. Okay, and let's move on to the topic here. Here in this 8th grade, the first lesson we are learning that is how, when, and where. What is the lesson name is how, when, and where. Okay, you observe this lesson, you able to use present tense and the past tense also you can able to use. How did the topic come? When did the topic start? Where did the topic begin? So this type of questions we can be able to find out in this lesson heading. Like that, whatever we will be start the story also, in that story also we can be able to start this concept. How it happened, when it happened, where it happened. Then you get the clarity about what happened, the history. History is always synonymous with the dates. Why? Because the date is the most important to the history. Without the dates we can't be able to find out anything. So history are always fascinated with the dates. History is about the change that occur over time, and history is one of the finding how things were in the past, how things were changed. So this type of we can be able to understand by the main importance of the dates. And in your textbook, one of the picture it will be given. The Robert Clive asked Rennell to produce the map of Hindustan, and Rennell was maps preparation and essential process of domination. So in the textbook they given about this picture, the Robert Clive. Who is this Robert Clive? This Robert Clive is one of the commander of the East India Company. So that's why he has been wanted to prepare the map. So he has been told. So next previous class I will be explain about the Robert Clive. And here the change is the only constant in the universe. Nothing is started in this world. There is always a continuous change in social and economic and cultural right of the people living in different parts of the world. Has been embarked journey from times is memorable. We will notice several practice of beliefs and undergone a change from those of ancient and medieval times. You may ask yourself when and how history helps us to answer such questions. As the record of development brought about these changes, it change occur over a period of time. How things were passed and how things were changed. Next topic we are learning about importance of dates. What is the topic here? Importance of dates. Okay. Here, what we have learned about the importance of the dates. A single date cannot be fixed, and the British rule was established, and the national movement started. The changes took place within the economy and society gradually. All this happened over structure of time or a span of time. And here in your textbook they given one of the picture, the third son of Queen Victoria of Britain, and Prince Arthur was given the title of Duke of Connaught. Okay, dates in history are vital because that focus on a particular of events changes. Historians written by British historians in India consider rule as each governor general as important. These historians has been written. So these historians began with the rule of first governor general Warren Hastings and the end with the last viceroy Mountbatten. The Warren Hastings became the first governor general of India in 1773 and the last viceroy Lord Mountbatten in 1940. What we see is always in the world, and we take things for granted, but most of us have our moments of wonder when you have some questions that related to history. For example, watching someone drinking coffee, we may often wonder when did people begin coffee, or such questions pertaining to history. People in India did not begin to drink coffee suddenly. One fine morning they must develop the taste for it over a period of time. They cannot put such a particular date as process, such as the bring a continuous flow of event history cannot be divided into the compact compartments. Next topic today we are learning is how do we periodize. What is the next topic we will learn? How do we periodize? How do we periodize. How can we can able to know about this periodize? And one of the person came in 1817. James Mill, he a Scottish economist and political philosopher, published a massive 3-volume work, A History of British India. In this, he divided India history into 3 periods, that is Hindu, Muslim and British. Why do we try and divide history into different periods? Because here the Mill thought that the India has been ruled by the Hindu and the Muslims, and so that's why the Mill has been taught that all Asian societies were at a lower level of civilization than Europe. According to his telling, who is that one? Mill. According to his Mill telling, history before the British came to India, Hindu and Muslim has been deposited and they rule the country. So Mill fact that suggests that British should conquer all the territories in India to ensure enlightenment and happiness to the Indian people. Okay, and moving away from British classification, historians have usually divided Indian history into ancient, medieval and modern period. This division too axis problems. So it is a periodization it borrowed from the West. It describes a society where features of modern society don't exist. Under the British rule, there was absence of equality, freedom of liberty. There some historians classified into the period of colonial. So here the James Mill has been told about the Indian history has been explained. The subjugation of one country to another leads to change of political, economic and social. This process referred to as a colonization. And the next topic we will learn about administration and records. What is the next one is administration and records. Here the most important topic is administration and records. The records is the most important. Why? Because the Britishers have to know about what is going on in the Indian history and in which places what are the events has been done. Everything they has been kept in the official records. So the British official records and the administration is the most important. So that's why they has been preserved the letters and the documents also. And record rooms were records preserved in the administrative institutions. Documents were copied carefully and beautifully written by calligraphists, means who written well, there they has been written. So by the middle 19th century, they spread printing press, newspapers, and they have spread like that. Okay. The National Archives also has been started in the Delhi. It has been came up in 1920. So in this archives they kept these records and they has been preserved the documents, and these records mostly the Tahsildar office, the Collectorate office, Secretary. These are the places they kept these records, and there has been separate rooms also. And the next topic we are learning is surveys become important. What is that one? Survey become very important. Survey is the most important in the British period. Why they has been wanted to start the survey means here first of all they have to know about where the places has been located, what type of landforms will be there, what type of soil will be there. They can able to find out. So that's why they started the survey. The practice of surveying also become common under the colonial administration. The colonial means the British has been occupied our country. So that's why we call it as a colonial. So colonial administration. By the early 19th century, detailed survey were being carried out of the map, and they prepared the map. And the effort was known the topography. Topography means landforms, and how they has been find out the soil quality, the flora and fauna, and local historians they has been find out the full survey of this one. And after that one, the official records have to do, they not to be told to anyone. They kept in a secret way. So they has been collected all these records in a plenty. They are more difficult to get than official record. As printing spread in newspapers, published issues, and debate has been started. And some of the leaders and the reformers, means these these national reformers wrote to spread their ideas, like poets, novelists wrote to express their feelings. So this is the topic, how they has been started, when they has been started, and where they has been started. Everything we have to learn in this topic. And important of dates. History is fascinated with date. History is associated with dates. So the dates is not there, we can't able to find out the history. We can't able to learn about the history. And how do we periodize? Here who has been came? James Mill. 1812 has been came. The James Mill has been periodized. What he has been periodized? Hindu, Muslim, and the British. Why? Because Hindu, Muslim has been deported in India. So that's why he has been periodized. And next one is in the next one here. How can we able to find out the first British Governor General Warren Hastings and the last Viceroy Lord Mountbatten. Okay, and the next one is administration and records. This is the most important of the administrative and records, and it means here the British people, everything they has been written by calligraphies, and they find out about these records and kept in a safe national archives. And survey become important. Here the most they find out each and every place where the soil will be there, where the hills will be there, where the forest area will be there, minerals where they will be found. Everything they started the survey and find out and kept into the records. So this is the main important topic of this, the first lesson of your history. And I hope you all are understood. And today I will be give one of the activity. Let's imagine that you are a historian wanting to find out about how agriculture has been changed in the remote area to a tribal area after independence. You find information on this. Okay, you find out about how agriculture has been changed in a remote areas of tribal area after independence. You find out this. Okay, and I will be attached the worksheet. You have to fill this one, and you have to go through the textbook, and you can able to understand clearly and write down the question and answers. I hope you all are understood this first topic, and we will be meet in the next class.